What's up, guys? You made it to the next interview series. My name is Jeff Mills, and you are now about to watch another amazing interview with the Power Lead System interview series with my guest, Paul Farmer. And we're going to be talking about Paul's story. He's going to share his journey with you guys, which is very interesting. Someone who was laid off from their job and then able to find a business online and then start earning an income that was replacing the income he had from his previous job and having a lot more fun and doing different things because of that. So, Paul, welcome to the interview show today. How you doing, my friend?
Thank you for having me, Jeff. I'm doing great. Thank you, everyone. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, Neil and Michael, and of course you, Jeff. So it's real happy to be here. I'm doing great. It's
awesome. So what I want to do today is kind of tell your story. We want to inspire people and let people hear different perspectives, how people got to be in this thing called the Power Lead System. And usually we kind of do a three-step formula, your life before the PLS system, how you found it, and what's gone on in your life since then. So tell us a little bit about your background, what was going on in your life before, and just take us through the journey. You can just take it on your own as much as you want. I'll come in and ask some questions as I need to, and the show is now in your shoes, your court. Go for it.
All right. I'll try to keep it somewhat brief. So in 2010, I still remember the date, but June 2010, I was laid off from my teaching job. I was a full-time teacher. And at that time, I had no clue what I was going to do. At that time, the economy was just really, really bad. And I know many people can relate to that. And there were no other teaching jobs. So I had no clue what I was going to do. I ended up getting on unemployment for the first time in my life. I didn't even know how that worked. So, because I had always worked before that. But so just to kind of move this forward pretty quickly, I was told that I could go back and I could teach science. And I just had to pass a certain test so I could teach science. And everybody's like, well, that's a job, right? That's a job. It's something you should go do. And so I started studying for this test, right? I started studying for this test forever. And I ended up passing there were two parts. I ended up passing the first part. I mean, I would study literally all day long. And it's not something I wanted to be doing, but I was doing it because it was a job, right? So I got to the second part of the test, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was a PE teacher. I was a personal trainer before I was laid off. And I had always wanted to start my own fitness, my gym or a fitness boot camp or something. So I said, hell, you know what? Now is the perfect time because there's no jobs for me, So why not take that chance? Why not go out and really do something outside the box, something I wasn't comfortable doing? And I'm very proud of myself for doing it. It was scary as could be. I had no business sense, no marketing sense. It was a disaster, but it really pushed me to do a lot of different things. And the reason I bring this up is because this is how I came into the online world. This is how I got introduced to it. So I had this fitness boot camp, and I was doing crazy stuff. I started doing videos. I've never done videos before. I had my little blog, but I had this fitness boot camp that I wasn't really making much money from. I lived in Huntington Beach, which
What? Huntington Beach, California?
Yeah.
That's my hometown. That's where I grew up, man.
Seriously?
Yeah, Brookerson Adams.
Oh man, yeah. I've been in. I lived in Huntington Beach for 8 years. So.
Wow.
But yeah, in Huntington Beach, it's every week there's a new fitness boot camp popping up. So just a guy that wasn't established, didn't have any money, trying to build this business. It just didn't work too well. So anyway, long story short, I had a guy come to me and he's like, hey, I'm a fitness boot camp coach. And I was desperate at this time. I got to get some money coming in. I'm running out of money, right? My savings is almost gone, everything. I'm like, okay, I'll do whatever. And his condition was for me to go and join with him in his network marketing company.
Oh.
And I knew nothing about network marketing at that time. I had very different ideas about it than I do now. And I came in kicking and screaming, but I was desperate. And at the same time, I made the big mistake of joining two things at the same. So I joined this other program that their main thing was a blog. And I'm sure most people know what that is without me even naming it. So their big thing was blogging. So because I was already blogging, because I was already doing videos and stuff, I was like, this makes sense. I can start making money with a blog, right? So that's how I came into this industry. I struggled for like 2 years, didn't know what the heck I was doing, didn't know what a lead was, didn't know what a capture page was, didn't know what a sales page was. I got caught up in all the different training. I bought all kinds of courses and products, and it just was bad. And for like 2 years straight, like I just couldn't get anywhere. And it was miserable. It was miserable. I spent 18-hour days because I still didn't have a job at this point. I was still trying to make ends meet, and I just wasn't getting anywhere. And I was like, I saw people making money. I'm like, can I do it? Is it even possible? And it wasn't until almost 2 years later where all this time I'm still trying to get this, and I ended up getting like a part-time job as a teacher. They offered me a part-time job, so I took that. I kept doing my online thing. And I still couldn't get any traction. I couldn't get anywhere. And it wasn't until I met this guy. He was he had started in our company, and I was like, I don't know what shifted in me, but for whatever reason, he told me he had just made like $5,000, and he said it was easy. And when he told me that, I was like, it is easy. I don't know what shifted. It just I had a mindset shift, right? And from that point on, like, it was like a week later, I made my first $1,000 sale, which I've never done before. You know,
Wow.
I couldn't even make a $25 sale.
What happened to the dude, the personal trainer dude? Did that all just fall away, or?
I was in that company for about a year, you know, and I brought in some people, but I couldn't get any traction. I couldn't get anywhere.
Okay.
My head wasn't
So the whole dream of you doing the gym thing kind of fell aside too after that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, it was really, really competitive, and my heart wasn't in it.
So who was this guy, or where did you meet this dude that says, hey, making $5,000 is easy? How did that introduction happen? Where did you find this dude?
I was talking to a guy on Facebook, and he introduced me to him, and he's all, you got to meet this guy. So I was like, okay. And I I was pretty much in a very desperate situation at that time. Literally, I had no money. Literally, I had to put it on a credit card. I mean, it was bad. It was not a good situation. It was kind of a do or die thing, because at that time, I was still not really, I didn't have a teaching job. I had an option of going back and being a substitute teacher, and I just couldn't stomach it, man. I just couldn't. So I made the decision. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this damn thing work no matter what. And literally, like, once I made that decision, I've had to make that decision a few times, but like, it just changed. It just changed. I just went on to start creating income. I had enough to start living off of. And
I want to break that down a little bit more, because it's more powerful than you're saying it. You said you had a shift and you had a change, then everything from that moment was never the same. But
uh-oh.
I want to what made that shift so powerful that you just went and there was no turning back.
I was desperate, man. I got to a point. Like, you get to a point where you're just sick of being tired. Sick of being sick and tired. Like, I got to that point. I got to that point of I didn't want to feel sorry for myself. I didn't want to make excuses anymore. Because, like, the whole time, my first 2 years, I had this, and I know a lot of people struggle with this. This is why I like to say this. I had this block, and I literally would see other people making money, and I would tell myself, that's not for me. I'm not going to be able to do that, And I didn't believe it. So I self-sabotage myself all the time by doing that. And by hearing someone that was, a 7-figure marketer tell me that they just made 5,000. I don't know. It just clicked for me. And that's what it took for me, is I needed to hear it. I needed to hear it from someone that was making good money to believe it. Otherwise, I didn't believe it. It didn't matter if I was seeing it from other people. I just didn't believe it. So, that really did change some things for me. It really did. I mean, I went to become one of the top earners in that company. Unfortunately, the company didn't last. But that was my very first success online. at that time. And then
Right.
I went through a period of time. I wish that was the happy story, right? The happy ending. But unfortunately, that company didn't last like many companies do.
Let's just do a disclaimer right here and to say this, you guys, working online and putting your life into the hands of another company is risky. It's always going to be risky, and there's never guarantees that those companies will ever be around tomorrow. I mean, luckily the Power Lead system as of today, it's been around 6 or 7 years. It's not going anywhere. But these other programs people get involved with, they come and go all the time. And many of us have been through, I've been through 5 or 6 of these myself, Paul. So it's not uncommon. We want to hopefully help people avoid those tragic, companies started big and went strong and then, crashed and burned. So you had that happen to you. You changed your belief system. You started having a proper belief, which then you acted upon and started doing proper actions. You found the Power Lead system. And what did you think of it when you first found it?
So the way I found the Power Lead system was I was in another company. It was more of it's kind of a mid to high ticket kind of thing. And I was looking for something low ticket with a lot of value, right? So my sponsor in the other company, he told me, actually, I think I was his sponsor, but he told me that Power Lead system had a lot of value. It was a low cost. And that's pretty much how I came in. Power Lead system. That was back in 2015, April 2015. And at that time, believe it or not, the guy quit like a week later. So I came into Power Lead system with this guy, and basically I was left stranded. I didn't know who my new sponsor was. I never talked to the guy, nothing. So I was kind of left on my own. And
so what did you do at that point?
I didn't really know what.
You're brand new in this program, brand new. Mm-hmm. And did you just plug into the step-by-steps in the back office? Did you kick around? Did you wait and see what was going to happen? What was your next action step?
I started promoting it a little bit, but like for me, like I started at gold, the minimum, right? And then I don't want to confuse people, but I went to diamond, then I quit diamond right away because I misunderstood it. That's a different mindset back then. But anyway, I basically just had it, and I wasn't really doing a whole lot with it. It wasn't until I met someone else that had share codes that had put all these funnels together when I really started seeing the power of it. Because before I just was kind of like, well, it's cool and all. I don't know what to do with it. I wasn't really making any money. It was just kind of sitting there. And then I saw these share codes. I'm like, well, that's really cool, And
so explain to people what a share code is.
So a sharing code just allows you to take whatever page. So you can go and create pages within Power Lead system, and you could give whoever that share code, and they're going to have the exact duplicate page that they could actually go and customize to. So it makes it very simple for duplication purposes, replication purposes, to share funnels, pages, even emails and stuff, So it's very, that's one of the features I really love about Power Lead system is you can just create something, give it to other people, and they could go and do the same thing. They don't have to go and reinvent the wheel. And that's been a big part of this for me is I don't go and recreate the wheel. I just use what's there. Maybe I make some tweaks, but I kind of have a getting back to Power Lead system. So I started in 2015. I learned from having these share codes, and then the guy also had a guy that came on and trained for Power Lead system. Like he would teach the inner workings of it, how it worked, like how to build these pages. So I would go to those and I'd learn how to build those pages. I'm not great at it, but I would start doing that, right? And for all kinds of different things. But normally I would just use someone else's funnel. That's what I would do with the share codes. And I always thought it was really cool. But again, I still didn't really promote Power Lead system that much. I was using the tool. I was using the training in the system. I've been a product of the product for a very long time, but I just wasn't marketing it. And the main reason I wasn't marketing it is because I wasn't positioned, like my mindset wasn't right. I didn't feel like for the effort I was going to put in, I wasn't going to get paid back. So for me, like being at gold and then eventually I upgraded to diamond, I was like, well, I didn't really understand the compensation plan, to be honest. I didn't understand the 50% match. I didn't understand any of that. So I just never really took it seriously, and I was always off doing other things. And that happened later on when I actually started really getting serious about Power Lead System. And that was late 2017. So from 2015 to late 2017, I wasn't doing a whole lot with it. I was making some money, very little money, some weeks zero, some months zero. But I kept it. I kept paying for it because I had all these pages, right? I had all these funnels. I had a library of funnels.
Well, look at it from this perspective. The monthly fee you're paying for the Power Lead System still gave you the ability to build as many pages or funnels as you wanted. It gave you the ability to have as many autoresponders and messages and follow-up emails that could go back to people who would come to your page. So for $54 a month, let's call it that, $54 a month, let's call that a hosting fee. Mm-hmm. I know I've paid as much as, 87 to, at one point I was paying $180 a month just for hosting websites and email addresses and no autoresponder attached to that. You're getting a lot of value still, even if you're just kind of sitting on it, and you have this system that still is doing your work for you and you're building your business for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just at the customer level, there's tons and tons of value, and you can use these pages to market anything else, as you've been showing in these different interviews. So it's just a very, very powerful program, and I was already sold on it. But in 2017, late 2017, I had it. I was like, you know what? I want to see what Power Lead System can really do. Like, if I really go out and market this thing and really get serious about it and really get focused on it, I want to see what it can do. And I've been saying I was going to do that forever. I've been saying it's my favorite program. And that's when it all shifted for me. So like right before I moved up, because at that time, Platinum was our highest product. There was no Master Traffic Institute. So I made that shift from going from gold, diamond, like I went all in. Okay, I'll just say that. I went all in. And when I went all in, like something just shifted to me. Now I'm like, I can earn more. I'm all in. I'm not hiding, like that I'm not all in. So it totally shifted from me, and sales is enthusiasm, right? So I just, I didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I was messaging people and I was making videos. That's basically what I was doing. And it just started taking off. I think people just saw my excitement and it just started taking off.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're messaging people? Like what does that mean? You're messaging people?
I just messenger on Facebook. Just
these are cold messages, like you didn't know these people, or you
I had people coming up from my videos.
Okay.
So like I'm not new to marketing. Like I've been around, so I've made connections with people.
Right.
Well, I'd have people that had been following me pop up. I had new people see my videos come around, and it was really strange because like I literally went from like $50. I was making $50, and within a 3-week period, I had my first over $2,000 week.
Wait, so $50 to $2,000?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
That's documented. I mean, yeah. And I couldn't believe it. And at that time, I didn't even know where to find my commissions. I got an email saying I made that. So that's how like I didn't know. I didn't really understand the compensation plan. But one of the things I have learned over time is whenever you do something, you have to commit to it, and you have to be focused, and you have to, like I just say all in. You got to be all in. You got to set an intention. So like for me, before I upgraded, and at that time I didn't have the money. Like I put it on a credit card. I said, you know what, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to create a full-time income with this system. That's what I'm going to do, and that's what I did. That's what I did. But I set that intention, and I said, I'm going to make it happen. There was no, I'm going to try and see what happens. It was, no, I'm going to make this happen no matter what. And that's what I did. And I think that's what a lot of people need to start doing in anything they're doing, is you have to get to a point where you're just like, okay, this is going to happen no matter what. I'm going to do it until I do it, until I make it happen.
You did the Yoda principle. Yoda says to Luke Skywalker, he says, there is no try, only do. So right. we don't try things. We do them, and we don't stop until what we set as our belief, and what you talked about when you set that shift and you set that belief that what you will do and what you will follow through with will work for you, and you will keep at it until it does work for you. That is a huge mental shift that everyone has. That we'll call it a breaking point. We'll call it a shifting point. And some people don't. Some people haven't hit the wall yet. Some people haven't had enough tragedy or enough depression or enough bad things happen to them, or they feel they have to make a shift. But everyone will get to that spot. Believe me, guys. If you haven't got to that spot and you're struggling, you will get to a spot eventually where you will make a stand on something, and you will stand on that something, and then you will decide from that point forward everything you do will be different. And for Paul, it's what he had to do. And he made that shift, and he started having success. He went from $50 to $2,000. What were you doing? You're messaging people through Facebook Messenger. And what else were you doing to kind of get traffic through your funnels?
Yeah, let me just say this, okay? The biggest the biggest thing that really helped me was Franco had a video, okay? It said how to make $500 a day. And I literally watched that every day, and I studied it, and I applied what he taught. So, and basically what he taught, and he does this every week on Wednesdays, every Wednesday. It's free. He goes over what to do to grow power leads. Every week he does this, okay? But I really studied that video, and it was really just get traffic to your funnel and teach your team to do the same and bring them to the trainings. He said, get all in, get to the trainings, get traffic, get to the trainings. Those are the main points. So to get traffic to my funnel, these are the things I do, okay? So I connect with people on Facebook mostly. I create content, so like video, a Facebook post, a blog. I don't really do a lot of blogging anymore though. And then I do solo ads. And that's really all I do. I do have my own little group where I do provide a fast start guide, like this is what you do to get started. And I do some other things in there as well. But I believe in keeping things very simple, and the more simple they are, the better. That's why when I was first getting serious about Power Lead System, I left it the way it was. I didn't go and change up. Like I used the emails that came with, right, that I had, and I used the pages that like as is. Like I didn't change it, and I just focused on providing value to people, showing them the power of the system, what it can do. Really illustrating the products, like what I'm learning from these products. What I'm doing is I'm using the products to get the results I'm getting, and they're evergreen. It's evergreen training. Like I started with one of the things I used a lot was Enlist Free Leads, Max Steingart, which it comes with the gold membership as an affiliate. And I went through that training probably 2 or 3 times, and I really started like some of the language he uses. That really got me over the hurdle with getting conversations moving. Because before that, I would be like getting in a conversation, it would just be going forever and ever and ever and never get to the point. I never asked the question, are you open to learning about how to earn some extra income? I never got to that point. So this really, like what he teaches, he doesn't only teach you how to attract people to you, but he teaches you what to say to them. There's like all these scripts in there. So I just followed that, and that's one of the very basic things anyone can do. It doesn't cost anything to do it, and it works. It does work. It takes a little time, but it works.
Right.
But now I'm at a point where I just kind of like I just have a routine I do every day, and it consists of personal development. I do a workout. Mindset, your body, physical health, right? I do. I create a piece of content, usually a video. Videos are easy to do for me. It doesn't take any time. And I connect with people. So I follow up with people that are asking questions or things like that, or reach out to new people. It doesn't take me a lot of time. And I make sure I have a paid marketing campaign going at some point. So that's pretty much how I keep it going.
And you've now, you said you took everything out of the box and used it as is, but then now, as you've had success, you got your own story, you've kind of built a following, and you've got a team now. You've gone and created some custom funnels that we're going to showcase, and we're going to show everyone Paul's funnel so you guys can see what he's done. So explain where you found this new funnel. We're going to put it up on the screen here for everybody. So I'm going to bring it up here. And we got this this funnel here. It says, discover how this laid-off PE teacher went from making $50 a week to over $2,000 weekly. Get this daily paying proven plan now. Where did you find this at?
Okay, that's probably going to look familiar to you if you're an MTI. Because I got that. I learned that from Rob Frazier's training, the solo ad training in Master Traffic Institute. So one of the things he teaches is to, take your capture page and make it your story, whatever your story is. Just make it more personal. So that's where I got that idea from.
So now you're driving traffic to that page. And as people go into that page, the next page they see is going to be this little video, simple page here. There's a headline on top. Mm-hmm. There's a 1 minute, 17-second video on the bottom, and it'll click here button. If anyone's ever watched the Rob Frazier interview, you'll see the exact same pattern. Hello, patterns of success. Pay attention here. So you've now personalized it, and then what is this 1 minute, 17-second video doing to brand you? What's the idea? What are you trying to do there in that video?
Really, I'm just trying to create a relationship with people, let them know that I'm a real person, just like them. I'm not a guru or anything like that. I just kind of tell my story, like how I went from being a laid-off PE teacher to earning more income than I made as a full-time teacher in this system, and how I was able to take my family on a vacation paid for with this system. And then I just kind of direct them to go back to their email, check their email, because I'll be sending them more information. So that's pretty much all that does.
And then after they press if they press the button that is on right here where it says click here to continue, then it takes them to this very simple page that Brian Bracken made. And it basically has a little video at the top that explains the Power Lead system in a very condensed form.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute video.
And then basically the compensation videos here, and then all the rest of the information about what the PLS platform can do, getting paid, marketing these memberships and these different levels of courses and education and commission levels. And it's just a short sales page. That's it. Start my free trial. It leads people into the idea of giving them something for free for 7 days and seeing how they stick. So everyone's got their own kind of way they do this, Paul, where there's either an automated follow-up with the new member that's joined the 7-day trial, where you reach out with a text message or a phone call, or you just let the system do all the work for you. What's your strategy for nurturing a new possible enrollment? How do you take someone from just being curious to I'm all in like you did?
Yeah, so when I have a new gold member come through, what I do is I add them to my AWeber list. So I have a team list. I add them to my AWeber list that has a series of auto responder messages that go out for 4 days. And each day is just bringing them back around to something that they could be doing. So I created a fast start guide, and I send that to everyone that comes in. So customer, affiliate, doesn't matter. I send that fast start guide. And that fast start guide basically goes over how to set up your funnels, how to get some free traffic, how to get paid traffic, and talks about the paid training, not the paid training, the free training that Power Lead System does with Franco every Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm redirecting them back into the system with that. I also, in addition, and I don't do this all the time, but I will send a Gmail with the same email. I just copy it. And I send a text message sometimes, not all the time. But I found that text messages, usually people they get those more than emails. So autoresponder goes out automatically. If they don't get that, I got Gmail. If they don't get that, then they got the phone. And then I direct them into a group I have. And when I see them get the group, then I know they're serious. I know they're like, okay, this person's ready to go. I get them in the group. I get them into training, and we go from there.
Okay. So now that you've had all this success, and you've got a system that you're following, how are you keeping the machine fed? How are you flaming the fires and stoking the coals and keeping this momentum going? Are you still working part-time? Are you all in now, home-based business? Where are you at today?
No, this is what I do full-time. So
you're able to totally leave all the job stuff now and just fully full-time work from home, laptop entrepreneur lifestyle.
Yeah, the truth is I haven't worked a regular job, and it wasn't always good, right? It wasn't always good, but since 2013, I believe it was.
Okay.
And again, it wasn't always good. I've had ups and downs and all that. But for me, being home, like, that's a big deal. You know, that's me personally. I've done the job thing. And so, yeah, no, I'm blessed to be able to be home and earn enough income to pay my bills and do other things. Like, one of the biggest blessings, and it might sound really strange, is just being able to pay my bills. Like, I paid all my bills for the month, like before the month even arrived. And that's like a big deal, because now I don't even think about bills. I just focus on abundance, you know, on what I'm going to make, what's going to, you know, and that's like a whole different thing for me. So yeah, I mean, to keep it going, I do videos where I do my best to provide value, things I learn. I'm always doing like personal development, working on my mindset every day, just to get better, you know, always going back to trainings. I always go back and rewatch trainings too, you know, just to make sure I'm on the right path, you know, make sure I'm still doing the right stuff.
And sometimes it just takes one idea of inspiration to take you down a whole new path of, you know, prosperity thinking and mindset, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, personal development, like for me, like mindset is such a big deal, because I know as soon as it's off just a little bit, there goes my income.
Right. You talked about that a lot in the presentation today. In the interview, you talked a lot about that shift, a lot about the planting that flag and making that decision that today is going to be different and nothing will deter me, and I'm going to move in this direction until I get a result I'm happy with, you know?
Well, I really do believe that's one of the issues a lot of people have is they get in their head and they allow fear and doubt. And the thing with Power Lead System is it really is a very simple system. I mean, you can get into that back office and there's a lot back there. But what I recommend people do is just keep it simple. Get a funnel and get traffic to that funnel however you can. You know, work on maybe focus on one or two skills that you want to develop, whatever that may be, and go on to master those skills, because that's what's going to make you stand out. That's what's going to have people wanting to work with you, is when you start standing out, like you have that value, you know? So I'm always working on that. I'm always working on getting better. And so I create videos, share share value, whatever I learn, I'm sharing. And I'm driving traffic. I do, you know, solo ads, and I have a presence on Facebook as well. So that's pretty much what I do. I send emails to my list pretty much daily. I try to ingrain stories, like personal stories. What's going on in my life now? What happened today? What happened yesterday? Here's something I heard the other day, you know, something like that. Just make it more personal, because that's something I've learned is the guys that are making the bigger money, they make it personal. Whether they do it in their funnel or they do it more hands-on, they're making it personal in some way, you know. So, and that's who people work with. They want to work with people they know, like, and trust. So that's
what the system is designed, you guys. The system is designed to be out of the box, clean, generic enough where you don't have a story, you don't have any success, you don't have anything yet. You can just use the success stories and the systems that the leaders before you came into it'll still work, and it'll keep working for you. But eventually you have that shift. You say, now I want to start doing some personal branding. I want to change a few pages. I want to inject my life and my story and my success and encourage other people. And you start using that, and it has the same effect, you guys. It starts building your income the same way. It's just using it out of the box. So, Paul, we're going to go into the special, what we call a lightning round. And the lightning round is a little bit of fun here. It's just kind of one-word answers. You can just answer with one word or a sentence or a phrase. This helps us get into a little bit of the fun side of you. Neil was telling me, Neil Guest, the creator of the Power Lead System, he's like, man, I love the lightning round. It's so fun to hear what people are going to say. So sometimes I do them, sometimes I don't, because I don't know if people like this, but we're going to take it and see where you go with it, okay? So here we go. First question in the lightning round is, what is your superpower?
My superpower. It's probably boring, but it's persistence.
Persistence, okay. And then the next one will be, what is your kryptonite?
Kryptonite. I would say too competitive.
Too competitive, okay.
Too competitive.
If you were to take your phone here, are you Android or are you Apple?
Apple.
Apple, okay, interesting. And then
both, but I've had Apple for years now, so.
Awesome. That's awesome. So what's your favorite restaurant? If you could go eat in any restaurant in the world, where would you go? What's your favorite food?
So there's a place out here in the Dallas area. I'm in Texas now.
Okay.
It's called The Ranch, and they have like everything they have there is sourced locally. So they're prime rib.
Farm to table kind of thing.
Like I love prime rib, and they have the best prime rib. I mean, just the best I've ever had is there. So that
sounds really, really good. If you could meet somebody like your idol or somebody you look up to that you haven't met yet today, who would that person be?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, Michael Jordan. Yeah. What kind of person are you? Are you a half empty or half full?
I'm working on being half full.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite word or a favorite saying that you're always using all the time when you're talking?
I would just say make it happen a lot.
Make it happen a lot. Okay, that's cool.
Just make it happen. Yeah.
What's your favorite? See, being in Dallas, do you have seasons there? And if you do, what's your favorite season of the year?
I mean, we have winter and summer basically. We have a short spring. I like spring, minus the tornadoes, but I like spring. You know, the weather's nice then, and sunny for the most part. Not too hot.
What inspired you to become a teacher?
My mom. My mom went back to school to become a teacher in her 40s. She started in her 40s, and that's what really inspired me to go and do it.
Cool. And this is the fun one. There's a circus happening in your town. You get the opportunity to take any job in that circus or be any animal in that circus. What would your position in the circus be?
Man, I don't even know. Ringmaster. I don't know.
Ringmaster, putting everything together, doing all the announcing, and the master of ceremonies, sort of a thing. What would you say your favorite website is that you go to waste time?
Probably YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube for sure. I watch more YouTube videos now than I watch TV. I don't even watch TV anymore because I can get all the content I need on YouTube. Last question, then we'll be done, Paul, is what color M&M are you?
Oh, boy.
It's a deep one.
Is there a blue M&M?
There is.
M&M's
There is a blue one.
I'd say blue because it's my favorite color. So.
Okay, blue M&M. It is. That's what I am. I am a blue M&M myself. And some days I'm green. Most days I'm blue. So we want to go ahead and wrap up today, you guys, and just let you know that we appreciate you taking your time to watch this interview. And I always like to close off the short interviews by what we've learned, and that you apply it to your business. Look for the applications that you can find in Paul's story and apply it to your business. Take action on the information he shared with you. He shared with you guys his defining moments, his line points where he crossed the line and he said, I'm going to go in this direction. I'm never going to come back and think the way I used to think. And he started doing actionable behaviors that led to predictable results for him that he could make money with. And now he's full-time, working from home, paying off his monthly bills, using the income he makes from the Power Lead system and all the different systems he's been employing and using for himself. So, Paul, thank you very much. I'll put you back on your own screen. Any final thoughts, any last minute things that you wanted to say that I didn't get to ask you that you think you wanted to share with people?
I mean, the main thing is just keep it simple.
Yep.
That would be my main advice. Keep it simple. I mean, in the back office of Power Lead System, they have an easy button that will get your funnel set up as quickly as possible. Because the biggest thing with this is you got to get your funnel set up and start marketing.
Yep. The faster you can get your funnel set up, the faster you start getting traffic to that URL, the faster you can start making money. Yeah,
because I see people, they get stuck on the setting up process, and the setting up process isn't going to make you anything. Yep. It's not. So you want to get into marketing as quickly as possible. Follow the training that's provided Wednesday, Thursday. It's good training, I'm telling you. And work on your mindset every day, because that's really a big deal.
Yeah, plug those people into Franco's training. He does an excellent job on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us today, everybody. We got more exciting interviews coming, so check out the rest of the interviews you see here. If you're looking on a special page, we've got a bunch of them on here. Everyone's got a unique story. Everyone's messages are positive, and just listen to these interviews, get inspiration, and take action, and take control of your financial future. This is Jeff Mills. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next interview series. Bye for now.